I'm Lysette, come and join me for a day in the pattern room. So before I get into the workload I had from yesterday, I'm going to answer some emails from the garment techs and designers about the previous work that we've been doing. So now that I've finished my emails, I'm going to start a pattern that came requested that came through yesterday. So a pattern is basically all of the pieces that go together to create a garment. So now that the request has come through, I can see it on my screen and I can view the design sheet that the designer has done for me. So now that I have the design sheet in front of me, I can see that it's a wide leg block that she's used. So I found a block here that we've tried and tested time and time again. So I know it's going to work. So now that I've manipulated the pattern to the way that I want it to look, I can then test out the pattern in 3 dimensions on the computer screen. Now that I can see it on the actual body, I can see where the tension is in the fabric. I can also see where it's draping as well and in what direction, so I can make sure that even though it started from a block, is it still working as the block is intended. So now that I've completed the pattern, I've made the 3D images in all the different fabrics and textures with the colours of the palettes that we've been using. So I can then send these on to the designers to check them through and make sure that they're happy with them. And I've even done them on the model as well, so we can make sure that they're fitting in the correct way. That's pattern number 1 done. I've got a few more to do before we meet with the designer across the road to discuss new product. So now I've done my patterns, we're now going to go over to the designer and see what he's got new to show me so we can work on that. So now that I've finished the meeting with the designer, I'm going to go and get some lunch, and then after that we're going to work into those designs, creating the patterns for them, some 3D images, and create some presentation images as well. So now that I've finished my lunch, before we continue with the work that we've got ahead of us, I thought I'd show you around the sample room. So here we have all of our machines that we use to make the garments for our design meetings. So we have machinery here for jersey and wovens for all different departments such as women's wear, kids wear and menswear. We have a team of 7 machinists and we have 26 items of machinery to make garments across the entire business. Come on, let's go to scan some fabrics in. So here we are at the fabric scanner, ready to scan this fabric in. So all we need to do is pop it into this drawer here, like so. And up above we have a camera that will take images of the fabric and create the many different layers that form a 3D fabric on our computer screens. So here's the fabric in a preview screen. So I can see that the fabric is laying flat. It's a good picture. We're happy with it, and now we'll actually take the photo. So now that the scan's finished, I can then compare it to the fabric that I have in front of me, to the scan that's just come through to our computer screen, and we can check that everything is okay and as it should be. And now I can recolour it to whatever colour I like, and also tessellate it so we can then use it as a bigger piece of fabric. So now that we've finished scanning in the fabric for its visual qualities, we now need to scan other fabrics in for their physical properties. So we test it for the stretch, the bend, and the weight of the fabric. So now that we've finished scanning in the fabrics, we'll deal with that later on, but first we need to go to a fit session. So now that I've finished the fit session with Louisa, I've come back to my desk to start work on the design presentations using some of those scans that you saw earlier. So these are some of the scans that we took earlier. So now we can put these into our 3D models on the screens, so then they can go into the design presentation later on. So with those scans that we took earlier, I can now put them into 3D garments from the patterns and put them onto 3D images themselves. So the final thing to do today is to action a sample of the t-shirt that we fitted earlier with Louisa. That's me done for the day. Thank you for joining us at the Pattern and Sample Room. I hope you enjoyed it.